We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey Star Wars fans and action figure collectors, welcome to another vintage collection figure review. We're looking at the second part of the Obi-Wan Kenobi Showdown Duel'S End 2-pack that recently came out. This time we're looking at Darth Vader VC291. Pretty excited about this one. One thing Hasbro's done well this year, 2023, is Darth Vader figures. Yeah, in both scales. The Dark Times Vader was just one of the best Vaders ever. The Return of the Jedi Vader was great. So I'm really excited to bust this one open and have a look. I really like the image on the card there. I wish they'd used a similar close-up to the Obi-Wan. So they've done that. I wish they used a Vader, even a close-up of Vader with the cracked helmet represented as the figure. But that's okay, it's fine. Again, these come on nice unpunched cards, which I'll try and keep. I did state in Obi-Wan review, I thought about getting a second pack to keep these two carded in star cases because I think they look great next to each other on display on the wall. So again, same sort of figures pictured on the back. It looks nice on the card there. And the way Hasbro packed these in the box, tissue paper in between, no scuffing or rubbing, which is just really well done. But nonetheless, let's bust open the figure and take a look. All right, folks, here is the mighty Lord Vader, Darth Vader, out of the packaging, set up on a stand. We'll take a look at his accessories. He does come with his lit lightsaber here, which looks pretty nice. It's I did state in the Obi-Wan Kenobi review that his lightsaber felt a little bit small. But yeah, Vader seems about right. The paint applications are reasonably clean on it. Like I said, it's such a small little detailed thing that, super duper accurate paint applications on something like this isn't going to be an easy process. But I think that works well, and it's going to be in his hand for the most part. So, and here we got the lightsaber hilt, which should be able to peg onto the side, because it's the same as the Dark Times Vader. So there we go. So yeah, here is Darth Vader with his busted up helmet. For the most part, this is mostly a slight retool of other Dark Times Vader. There's a few little subtle differences, but we'll take a look through that together. Do want to just bump the camera up a fraction so we can get a nice close look at the head sculpt here. So I've seen a few people talking about, the eye isn't quite level, and I dare say that's more so just the assembly of the figure, whereas you can actually adjust that. I've seen a few people come up with a fix for it. We'll get to that shortly. The torso is obviously different to the Dark Times Vader. It's it's got the sort of the gash marks over the box there, and the chest and shoulders are separate pieces. And there's one piece. It's just that one's cut, whereas the Dark Times was sort of one broad plate. So this one allows for that sort of extra movement in the arms. I just want to see. No, there's the slash through the back of the cape, but they didn't do that detail through the back there. The Black Series one did have that sort of molded in sort of scar through the back of the cape there, through the back of his clothes, but that's not a big deal. The Black Series one was always going to be a difficult one to beat, but not that there's a competition between the two. I don't think there is. Some may disagree. But in terms of the rest of the figure, I'm pretty sure it's same as the Dark Times Vader, and I'll bring him in here just so we can have a look side by side. It seems from the waist down, he's very much the same figure. Yeah, sort of just that torso slightly different. Obviously the head's different. But I dare say this one should have the same ability to change hands, like this. The Dark Times one came with the swappable hands. So So you should be able to do that with this one as well. If you wanted to give, you know, scarred up Vader a fisted hand, you could do that. But yeah, there was no real reason to do anything different with the rest of the body, so we'll move him back aside. Let's get a look at this head. So that doesn't look too bad. You know, like I've said, for scale-wise, I think it works well. Just to get that sort of detail, sort of almost rusted sort of look. I'm always tempted to sort of hit the inside there with a little bit of a silver Sharpie or something, just to, you know, a little bit more of that sort of exposed metal. But it's not too bad at all. No, that does come off, so that's nice. So there we very much have a sort of scarred and worn Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker. Really, really good. That is just... I'm going to see if we can get that off the neck there. There we go. We can take it. I'm just going to pop the head back on that peg just so we can get a look at that head sculpt. Yeah, that's remarkable. That's really, really nice. Sort of all that. Yeah, it's just the detail that goes into painting these such small figures these days. Absolutely remarkable. Yeah, that's really nice. So yeah, I'll just pop that off again. Now we'll play around with it a little bit later, just to sort of... I've seen some people sort of talk about bunching the cape up into there so the head doesn't lean forward as much. But just for the purposes of the video, we're just going to put it back together the way it sort of came as much as possible. Even that just looks like that with the helmet off. You know, you could get him in a, you know, rejuvenated sort of state, getting his helmet fixed. And I think, you know, to have a version of Vader in the back to tank with all that sort of circuitry and everything sort of exposed we saw earlier in the Kenobi series would be fantastic. So you know what, even just doing that a little bit, just pivoting that head up, getting the helmet on, and having that lines it up a lot better. Yeah, that's actually, that looks nice. That looks good like that. You can even tip it down just a fraction more. You can get that sort of lined up really nicely. That actually works fine for me. I'm not going to worry too much about doing anything super duper extra with the cape. But that's nice. That's really, really nice. Just going to pull that little lightsaber out. Soft goods, like the sort of so it's all sort of laser cut. They did the same thing with Darth Revan recently. Unfortunately, didn't do the same to the bottom, but that's okay. So yeah, articulation. Obviously, there's the double barbell joint in the head, which allows for that. It's a little bit tough on the movement there, but that's all right. It's you know, Darth Vader's not meant to move as well as he once did as Anakin. Ball hinge in the shoulders, ball hinge in the elbows, hinges in the wrists, both up and down hinges. Does have the torso joint there, the barbell joint there in the upper thighs with the swivel in the thighs, joint in the knees, and the hinge in the ankles with the rocker joint there. So pretty good articulation all out. And yeah, last but not least, peg test. Perfect pegs. I like that. So let's give him his lightsaber. to sort of have him, I sort of envisioned having him sort of just almost sort of crunch down a little bit, almost, you know, dragging a leg or something, almost in defeat. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. To what they've, you know, they've seriously perfected Darth Vader's, in my opinion. And I'll bring in Obi-Wan Kenobi to stand next to him just to have a look at the height difference. And that's just, you know, I've got them both sort of crouching a little bit. So you'd say that if, you know, standing them up straight, they'd be sort of even. Yeah, look at the height difference. That's absolutely just perfection. These are wonderful, wonderful figures together. If you haven't seen my Obi-Wan Kenobi review yet, I dropped that one the day before this one, so check that out. Yeah, fantastic figures. Definitely makes the challenge of picking out a top 10 for 2023 even harder. There's the other one, the Dark Times Vader from earlier in the year. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think of Darth Vader here. I'm absolutely blown away by this one. You know, and yeah, I was pretty stoked on the Black Series 6-inch one as well. But this one is just, for the scale, got to give credit to the detail of the paint apps and the sculpt and everything. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. Alright folks, I'm going to leave it there. Please, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed my review, please consider subscribing if you haven't. I'll be back with some more reviews very, very soon. I'm always trying to keep a steady flow of content on my channel and succeed for the most part. So I appreciate everyone for your support and tuning in, and it means a lot to me. So we'll see you again very, very soon. Until then, may the force be with you always.